just got off the phone with my good friend Chris Forsberg. He called me up looking for somebody to drive the Motegi Super Drift Invitational this weekend, and they offered me a spot. I'll be one of the only Pro 2 drivers driving there. Only problem is I was planning on having my car done next month for Pro 2 Atlanta, so I got quite a bit of work to do. Big thanks to Advance Auto Parts for helping me get out there. But before we get to work, let's check out my whip. Here it is, this is it, the gray girl. This is my 91 Nissan 240 SX. I bought this thing back in 2013, bone stock, and as you can see, it's not stock anymore, but I did everything myself with the help of Chris Forsberg and friends. It's a stroked LS3, so it's a 416 cubic inch pushrod V8 Chevy motor. It does about 510 horsepower to the wheels. It's high compression, fully forged everything, internals. It's very reliable, it makes a bunch of power, and it sounds good, in my opinion. I absolutely love this thing. We got some good steering angle on here. We got the BC Racing coilovers on it. These things are absolutely awesome. Cosmos wheels, I've been running these since I started doing Pro-Am in 2014. These guys, I really like the styling of the wheels, and they're really good guys over there, so thanks, Bill. Fairly standard to drifting. It is a side shift 4-speed dog engaged transmission made by G-Force. So really strong transmission, straight cut gears. You don't have to use the clutch to shift, which is a definite plus when you're drifting. You gotta slap those gears hard and quick, so that's good. I did the cage in it. I used to do cages all the time, so this was actually one of my first. Moving on back, we have a Winters Performance quick change differential. Since I don't have a whole lot of power underneath the hood, this is a big helping factor for us. So you can dial in that gear range absolutely perfect per track. And as you can see, I spent a whole lot of time making this thing the way that I want it, so it's able to bounce off the walls and handle the abuse that I'm gonna throw at it. Well, that's a quick look at my S13. This is the only drift car I've ever had. I have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. Honestly, I've done all of it myself. I can't wait to go and drive the streets of Long Beach. I've never driven there before, and I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of, I gotta get going. So we accomplished pretty much everything we were looking to do, so that's really sweet, but I definitely couldn't have done it myself. So I had to call in my dad, so he flew in from Washington today, and then my buddy AJ came down as well. So we were all thrashing on this thing. We managed to get it done, so all we gotta do now is load it up on the trailer and we'll be ready for tomorrow. Well, first run, it was definitely a little bit on the conservative side, so we kind of flicked in a little bit early, was kind of feeling out the walls a little bit. Once you like come down that straightaway, you're like moaning through the gears, like first gear's long, and then second, and then third, and then fourth, and you're like, God dang, I'm going fast, like I don't know about all this. And you just kind of flick into the first corner, and then the car has a ton of side bite with these Nexen tires, so it's slowing us down really quick, and then you get back on the power, and it's just home sweet home. Like it's, as soon as you come around that first corner, you can finally see what you're doing. It narrows down, and then you just kind of chuck it at the wall, and you can just kind of see all the fans in your peripheral, and it is freaking sick. It felt great. I want to do it again. I want to keep driving. Long Beach, man. Today was a really good time. It was really sweet to just be able to try and figure out that initiation as best I could. It's completely blind, so it's like a really sketchy entry. Then we went up against my friend JTP Justin Pollock, killer driver. I overcooked it just a little bit on the initiation, gave him like a nice little bump, let him know I was there. Finished out the rest of the course, and then we flicked back in the final hairpin, bumped one more time just to make sure that was that. So they ended up giving it to him. My lead run was a little bit far off all the walls. Good time overall, and I just want to keep driving. That's all.
This is mine. I'm taking that back. You can't have this.
Get your own wheels.